The celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, Boxing Day, however, seems to have diverse meanings and interpretations across the nations of the world. In this report, Oluseyi Adiagbo went on a fact-finding mission on what Boxing Day is all about, its religious perspectives and connotations.
Well, boxing, like this.
Yes, it is Boxing Day, and Awuyele Oluwaseun is expecting to see the exchange of blows. From all indications, the boxing gloves is still hanged up somewhere far away from this location. Now, what does Boxing Day mean to the door of Emmanuel Okabi and Favor
What do you
Esi?
understand about Boxing Day?
I don't know.
Well, I do not know much about Boxing Day, but in all, I just came here today to have fun.
Let's go back a bit to the history book. Every year, the 26th of December is observed the world over as the Boxing Day. Its origin is rooted in the British traditions, and in Ireland, the day is called St. Stephen's Day. History also has it that in the British Commonwealth, the servants of the Waldo families had to work on Christmas Day, and their services were usually rewarded with gift boxes that were only allowed to be opened the next day, which was an off work to spend time with their families. Here in Nigeria, the Boxing Day is usually a public holiday, and many, irrespective of the background, take advantage of the day to spend time with their loved ones. The resident imam of Nasfat Central Mosque Abuja, Ibrahim Akalambi, and chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria North Central, Israel Akonji, who both gave the Islamic and Christian perspective to Boxing Day, said the lessons of the season is of goodwill, fairness to all, and sustaining brotherly love.
Opening of gift itself is a task. Now the significance is just this: God so loved the world and He gave His Son to us, and we who have received this gift of God in His Son Jesus Christ are supposed to love God and love our neighbors.
Boxing Day does not mean only giving out this gift. It's telling us about the goodness, to be kind to the people.
They also admonished Nigerians to shun any act that can negate the peaceful coexistence while encouraging citizens to embrace the spirit of patriotism to achieve the growth and advancement they desire. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiagbo, NT News.
Thanks, Seye, and well to unwrap those boxes. Now, in the spirit of Christmas, the NTA Enugu Network Center has organized a party for children tagged NTA 2019 Christmas Fun Fair. The party drew children from different social and economic backgrounds who gathered at NTA premises to socialize and have fun with Santa Claus. Goodness Marcel reports that adults were also not left out in the event.
This was tagged Christmas Fun Fair was indeed fun-filled. It attracted children within and outside Enugu. The event featured presentation by children, including talent hunt, drama, lucky dip. The Zonal Director NTA Enugu Network Center, Chief Benny Modi, on behalf of the management and staff, welcomed the children and their parents. She advised parents to dedicate more of their time for the proper upbringing of their children.
I'm using this occasion to ask you to please spare some time for these children. When the parents, especially mothers, pay attention to these children at this age, the common saying is you catch them young. In this case, you teach them right.
The high point of the event was the cutting of the Christmas cake by the children born in the month of December. In Enugu, Goodness Marcel, NT News.
Well, I know Lagos is also not left out in the Christmas celebration, so let's join Michael Lale to bring us more reports on that note. Hello, Michael. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
And a warm welcome to Lagos. Christmas celebration have forced people to go visit their loved ones far and near. This year is no exception, and Annie Daniels is set to tell us how.
expected, church services this Christmas dwelt on the birth of Jesus Christ. And the message from clergy on this day is that everybody should cultivate the habit of showing sincere love, have an appropriate reaction to every situation, and pray for the peace of the land.
The best way to reciprocate Christ's love for mankind is to love your neighbors as yourself, and make sure that you do unto others what you think you want them to do unto you.
We must live by example. And people will notice this in your character, in your behavior, even the way you dress.
All of us put together must abhor anything that will sound selfish and self-centered.
There should be that harmony, tolerance, togetherness, forgiveness, forbearance. We should live and let live.
Meanwhile, driving through Lagos metropolis on Christmas Day is a delight. The roads are devoid of the usual heavy vehicular traffic the city is known for. And it was excitement all the way at this recreation center as people left nothing to chance to savor the joy of the season.
I like to play with my friends. Yeah, it's so good. All that is make me feel better.
We are bringing the kids together so that they can have fun, and we teach them about Christ.
In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTN News.
All right, we apologize for that technical hitch there. If we can fix that, we'll definitely rejoin Michael. So let's move on from this end. It is now 4 months since the federal government closed Nigeria's land borders to combat massive smuggling activities and other illegal trans-border activities undermining the economy and security of the country. Now, how has the country fared since that decision was taken? Victor Azu evaluates the effects of the closure on the petroleum sector.
In two separate arrests in May 2019, officers and men of the Nigerian Navy saved Nigeria tens of millions of naira. The first arrest of 5 Nigerians and 3 Ghanaians was for allegedly attempting to smuggle 105 drums of PMS from Nigeria to Cameroon, while the other nabbed 8 men trying to smuggle more than 200,000 litres of petroleum products valued at over 50 million naira out of Nigeria. The products were alleged to have been sourced from different parts of the oil-rich Niger Delta.
Illegal refining sites were destroyed by the operation, resulting in the arrest of 62 speedboats and 275 suspects for involvement in either crude oil theft or illegal bunkering.
Arrests like these notwithstanding, smugglers have remained largely undeterred in the apparent lucrative trade of cross-border fuel smuggling, owing to the obvious differential in petrol price between Nigeria and neighboring countries. After a series of unsuccessful engagements with officials of neighboring countries to check smuggling of petroleum products, the illegal activity persisted and even reached alarming dimensions.
Number of petrol stations that makes you wonder, too close to the borderline. Some of them, you see the discharge pump facing the other side. Doing what?
Reports from the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency reveals that Nigeria's fuel supply had dropped to an average of 48.54 million litres daily from 61 million litres before the closure of the borders.
There has been a downward trucking out of products from our depots. What we have seen before the border closure on the 20th of August was a truck out of about 55 million litres a day. And now we are looking at about 51 million litres a day.
However, with pressure mounting from neighboring countries for Nigeria to reconsider, how long more can the border closure be sustained? Yet, more importantly, how much more can the gains of the ongoing border closure be sustained? In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTN News.
Thanks, Victor. Onward December is a popular phrase in eastern Nigeria, and it signifies the massive homecoming of natives for the celebration of Christmas, usually associated with heavy vehicular movement that keeps many on the road for days. The story, however, is different this year. In Anambra, Onome Okadibo reports that residents and motorists are commending the federal government for ensuring Nigerians have a fuel scarcity-free Christmas celebration.
Festive periods in Nigeria are usually characterized with high vehicular movement. These in turn leads to high demand and purchase of premium motor spirit, also known as fuel. In previous Christmas celebrations, most filling stations are besieged by motorists in search of petrol. Where the products are available, there is hike in price. This year's celebration is a far departure from what is attainable in the past due to intervention by the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The government has been able to manage the flow of fuel and the fuel distribution. We've not had any queues. I've not experienced any queues at any filling station. So I think it's very commendable.
There's no increase in fuel price whatsoever. I bought yesterday, even this morning, I think I bought no increase at all. So I think we thank the government for that.
Stakeholders in the industry gave reasons for the availability.
We have increased our surveillance activities this period to ensure that the products are not hoarded or diverted to other areas, that to be within the areas they are made for.
It is the consensus of Nigerians that the stride achieved should be sustained. In Oka, Onome Okadibo, NTA News.
And from Anambra, we go to Owerri in Imo State, where Chuma Nwekere reports that commuters are excited and are applauding the federal government for doing the needful towards checking the scarcity of petroleum products, usually associated with the end of the year festivities.
Traveling during the end of year festivities for some Nigerians in the past had been a nightmare, and some of them had to pay exorbitant prices to get to their destinations. This is usually not unconnected to the scarcity of petroleum products which occur during the Christmas and New Year periods. For the 2019 season, the situation is, however, different. This is evident in the increase in vehicular and human traffic, especially at the motor parks in Owerri, the Imo State capital.
There's no scarcity, this fuel is available, and well, they are trying.
There's nothing like a scarcity like before, but now seeing around there is fuel.
But there's no scarcity of fuel. We'll enter and buy fuel.
What readily comes to mind here is this question: what has the federal government and the regulators of petroleum products done to ensure the ease being witnessed by Nigerians and travelers in particular? Although the officials of DPR, Imo State Zonal Office, were not readily available for comment, a telephone conversation with the head, Safety and Environment, Okwara Christopher, reveals that the federal government had taken steps to ensure availability, effective distribution, and close monitoring to avoid hoarding by smugglers, while appealing for sustained effort as the year comes to an end in Owerri. Chuma Nwankere, NTA News.
We'll definitely bring you more reports on the fuel situation across the country, but that will come after the break, so stay tuned.
Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures. Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down. Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging, Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
This
swore an oath to serve our fatherland and defend the people that traded their freedom, comfortable homes and mortgaged their lives on the battleground for our unity and peaceful living. These are the great, fearless, loyal and committed Nigerian armed forces who risked their lives courageously to safeguard our borders. But in the line of duty, many never returned. Nigerians, arise, let's celebrate our fallen heroes. Put on the remembrance emblem with pride to support the incapacitated and families of our fallen heroes.
Thanks for staying with us. The narrative is changing as motorists in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi state capital, express satisfaction over the availability of fuel, which they say hitherto was a scarce commodity every Yuletide. Chinaza John got the reactions and now report.
One of the common features of the Yuletide season is the long queues that greet motorists at filling stations. Before now, people, especially motorists, sleep at various filling stations before they can get fuel.
Fortunately, the story is different, as such sites have disappeared, leaving motorists to purchase the product without stress and at the official pump price of between 143 and 145 naira per litre.
There's no any sign of scarcity. You can come in anytime to get your fuel without asking questions.
The government we are today is a very nice government. We really appreciate that. At least there are no travelers have suffered.
They recounted some of the sufferings experienced in previous years and commended the president for making policies that ensured availability of fuel.
But before here, we line up from here and reach that side. There's no.
For the past years, we have been finding it very difficult to buy fuel during Christmas season. But this year, it's exceptional. Years ago, when you come to during Christmas period like this, there will be lack of fuel everywhere, and to affect the movement of the citizens from one corner to another. But this year, so there is fuel everywhere. The movement is.
The people are optimistic that the gesture will be sustained. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
A report from Calabar says this year's Christmas is completely different from previous seasons when people were thrown into untold hardship due to fuel scarcity. Maureen Leo Ajom reports that both major and independent marketers have enough products to dispense to the public.
A ride round the city of Calabar showed that petroleum products were readily available and dispensed at the approved pump price of 145 naira.
We know that we have action president in this country. 2016 we have issue of petrol in Cross River State. But this 2019, in this December, he tried too much.
Government have tried on a very serious note. There is no, fuel panic, buying anywhere.
The stability in price and availability of petroleum products all year round, the people say, is not unconnected with the strategic measures and policy of the President Buhari administration.
This is the first time in Nigeria now, since 1999, that we are having something like this.
With the closure of the borders, it makes it difficult for them to, leave some of the fuels outside, in the night.
Security is another area the people want the government to prioritize. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
And from the south, we move to the north in Jigawa State, where Bashir Ibrahim Nawaba reports that both consumers and marketers attribute the availability of petrol to the robust plan by the federal government to ensure steady supply and distribution of the product across the country during and beyond the Yuletide.
It is a sigh of relief for motorists and fuel consumers in Jigawa State as they celebrate this year's Christmas without the acute fuel shortage associated with the season in the past. This is on the heels of supply and distribution of 37 trucks loaded with varying contents of the premium motor spirit to filling stations from Monday to Tuesday, and a substantial allocation for Wednesday alone, coupled with its availability even before the Christmas period. A cross-section of motorists and consumers say this time around they have access to the commodity with ease.
this year, I can say we have seen a major change, because this December it seems to be I'm the first individual on this fuel pump head, so actually there is change.
There are improvements, because most of the stations used to be locked during festive period, and you know the town is slow. But I'm surprised this festive period everybody's out to make his business. That is a very good thing.
It's the measure taken by the government to make sure of the availability of the product everywhere in the country.
In order to sustain the feed beyond the festive season, it behoves on the dealers and marketers to continue to play complementary roles by desisting from sharp practices capable of shortchanging Nigerians. As usual, the mood of Jigawa State is generally peaceful this Christmas, as the citizens were seen going about their legitimate businesses. From Lucy, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
All right, last night I was at the Christmas Light Village in Abuja, and Fatima was in the studio, so today we have a role reversal. Fatima is standing by in Millennium Park to bring us situation report on what the celebration is like. Fatima, what's the atmosphere like there?
Well, thank you so much, Ruth, for connecting to me. Well, here, the ambience is amazing. For those that know how Millennium Park looks like in a normal day, well, today is a different ball game. We know Millennium Park to be one of the famous parks here in the FCT, and it is all about, you know, the serene environment, the greenery. But today is so different. People in their hundreds are here, you know, celebrating the Boxing Day, celebrating the Yuletide. And I tell you, from the crowd, one of the things that I like is that you could see people from different religious backgrounds, different walks of life, coming together, snapping pictures, you know, eating together, dancing and all of that. And I met one of this beautiful woman here, and she has been patiently waiting to talk to me. Can you tell us your name?
My name is Mrs. Funke Olowo.
Okay, you're here today.
I am here to celebrate Christmas with my family members. Though today is Boxing Day, but you know, I'm not here alone. Last year I was here, and this year again I'm happy to be here. I'm so happy. Okay. You can see the way people are coming in, everybody, you know, celebration in the air everywhere.
And I could see her dance earlier with her, you know, family and all of that. Thank you so much for talking to us. And I tell you, Ruth, it's really, like I told you, an amazing, you know, scene and all of that. So we have children, you know, playing and
okay, Fatih.
So, do you have any questions?
Yes, Fatih. In fact, from what you said about the whole unity thing, I saw that on display. I was at the Millennium Park yesterday also, and it was really something. That's the spirit of the season, you know, when we get to see Muslims and Christians come together, which is what has been, you know, talked about: love, sacrifice, and peace. Thank you very much, Fatih, for reaching us, you know, from the Millennium Park. And I'm sure you're going to have a good time there, right?
Yes, I'm really going to have a great time. I tell you, there's someone standing by, you know, for her to just design my hands with the henna, you understand. So it's all about fun. So let's enjoy the Yuletide, and I tell you,
okay, let's see the person you have there. You can go ahead and talk to the person.
Well,
can you hear me? Who do you have there?
Person. I don't know. Haruna, can you get her, or is she far? We have so many people looking at us, so I don't think Haruna can get that. But don't worry, I'll just do the design and bring it to the office for you to see and appreciate.
And please don't forget to bring something for me. I need a souvenir. Thank you very much, Fatih. Fatih there, Fatima Umar Buba, talking to us from the Millennium Park. All right, let's head to Kaduna to join Suleiman for more reports about Christmas, I'm sure, in that area. Hello, Suleiman. Compliments of the season.
And welcome to Kaduna. Fuel scarcity was the order of the day a couple of years back, especially at the end of the year and other festive seasons. This brought untold hardship to Nigerians. That mystery has since been solved, and Nigerians now get the product at their doorstep. Abdullah Muhammad examines the situation in Kaduna.
Road transportation, a critical determinant of economic development in Nigeria, and the driving force behind the wheels is a substance that is abundant in this country, but sometimes elusive. The utilization of this substance transcends into the nooks and crannies of the lives of the ordinary people, and when it becomes scarce, especially during Yuletide seasons, the patience of the people is put to test, and the memories of those dark days remain fresh in the minds of the people. For me to see the fuel, I have to be fighting, coming out of my car, going to fight in the filling station before I can get fuel to travel. This ugly scenario has been put to the pages of history as stiffer measures are put in place to stop smuggling of the product, at least 6 million liters per day. This has made the product available with a liberal price and convenience, even at prime times like Christmas and New Year.
I don't even know what to say to the president. I don't know how to thank him. Everything is very, very okay. Very, very okay, 100%. You may not understand the level of frustration the scarcity of this product brings to Nigerians unless you have experienced it. I will call the availability of fuel as one of the biggest dividends of the present administration, and I'm sure the economist will refer to it as a lubricant to the wheels of the economy. In Kaduna, Abdullahi Muhammad, NTA News.
The need for governments and relevant stakeholders to evolve ways of making youth self-reliant took center stage at the opening of a week-long Islamic vacation course in Kano. The event, organized by Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, was declared open by Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar. Awal Salisu reports.
With the theme combating socio-economic challenges in Nigeria, key speaker at the event decried over incessant retrogression that continue to bedevil the society.
To always cry of poverty, drug abuse, prostitution, schools drop out, dwindling economy, abject poverty. If you look at the indices of the statistics of all the emblems of retrogression and underdevelopment, you find them within the Muslim Ummah.
To address these and other challenges, stakeholders emphasize the need for better understanding of our socio-economic needs and take proper steps to tackle them.
Don't think that you wait for the next 10, 20, 30 years until you are 60, 70, 80 before you become a leader. No. You are a leader. Wake up and grab this challenge from the onset and ensure you get what you want.
We have needs. And you can forecast whether you're going to increase poverty or reduce poverty by simply looking at the direction which the needs are going related to the resources.
The National Amir Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Tawfiq Yaqeen, urged participants to extend the messages delivered to their respective destinations. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
As the partial border closure continues to bite harder on smugglers in Katsina State, the State Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has apprehended 6 suspected smugglers and intercepted contrabands worth hundreds of millions of naira at different locations in the state. The command's acting controller, Ayru Kirawa Abdullahi, disclosed this to newsmen while displaying the seized items in Katsina. Shewa Adamu reports.
Since the commencement of the National Border Drill Operations, Katsina State Commander of the Nigerian Customs Service has been intercepting smuggled goods worth millions of naira at various locations. The command has recently intercepted 1,632 bags of 50 kilograms of foreign rice, 440 jerry cans of vegetable oil, textile materials, and 81 bags of sugar. Acting Comptroller of the Katsina State Command of the Nigerian Customs Service, DEC Dahiru Kirawa Abdullahi, said other items intercepted include a trailer loaded with hide and skin, and another one with potash, and a tanker with 50,000 liters of AGO.
We must make concerted effort to ensure that our economy is improved, and this is one of the ways by which we would help in ensuring that smuggling is suppressed to the barest minimum.
Another trailer loaded with used motor batteries was also apprehended and handed over to the Katsina State Coordinator of the Nigeria Environmental Standards, a regulatory enforcement agency.
The parts inside, especially the lead and other hazardous substances, has serious adverse effect on water bodies and even on human health, to mention but a few.
While reiterating the continuous commitment of the Nigerian Customs Service in fighting smuggling in all ramifications, DEC Dahiru Kirawa Abdullahi called on the public to bear with the federal government on the border closure as it meant to stimulate the nation's economy and ensure security. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
And with that report is back to Ruth in Abuja for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Many thanks, Suleiman. Welcome back to Abuja. Christmas Day ended on a fatal note for a family of 5 when their vehicle crashed along Kubwa-Gwarimpa Expressway, burning all occupants to death. Kama, who was at the scene of the accident, now reports.
The vehicle and victims of the accident, which happened about 11 p.m. on Christmas Day, it was gathered that all burnt beyond recognition. Eyewitness account has it that the hill-fitted SUV was on top speed before it skidded off track, somersaulted 3 times, ramming into a pillar on the flyover before the popular Charlie Boy pedestrian bridge along Kubwa Expressway. The vehicle, as narrated, was engulfed by fire immediately.
He just missed control from that red car position. So the car drawn him up to this pillar. So after he just mashed the pillar, the motor just turned. So after the engine burst, he just catch fire. Everybody burned inside the vehicle.
It's 5 family, 2 small children, 1 year.
Onlookers around the scene, however, picked up the vehicle particulars, which indicated the vehicle's registration number as KUJ 615 TU.
Where's the number? Where is it? Give me a bag.
615 TU. Police, men of the Federal Road Safety Commission, and kind-hearted individuals who rushed to the scene couldn't do much.
When the incident happened, my attention was drawn to it, and I immediately called our rescue teams to go there.
Road users are reminded that caution remains the watchword in the festive season. Kama, NTA News.
Very sad there. And still on road matters, after a critical review of the first phase of the 2019 Special End of the Year patrols, the Court Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Dr. Boboye Oyemi, calls on the motoring public to sustain their obedience to traffic rules and regulations as the second phase of the exercise commences in earnest. The Court Marshal also commends the Corps across the country for demonstrating absolute commitment, professionalism, and innovativeness in managing the massive traffic movement recorded before the Christmas celebration. According to him, the fact that traffic movements were orderly in most parts of the dreaded points across the Federation towards the Christmas day and no reported cases of commuters sleeping on the road till the following day is a positive development. Oyemi particularly urged those leading convoy vehicles to show greater restraint while passing through congested and built-up areas to avoid causing disorderliness that could result to traffic chaos, and express gratitude to other security agencies for collaborating with the Corps in ensuring orderliness and security in challenging areas across the country. FRSC, he says, will remain committed to ensuring safer road environment through more effective management of traffic in all parts of the roads as the second phase of the exercise commences. Let's go to Port Harcourt. A Christmas gift for a Christmas baby. Well, Jenny will bring us all the details. Hello, Jenny. Compliments of the season.
Good evening and welcome to Port Harcourt. The wife of the Rivers State Governor, Justice Susan Wike, has visited the State University Teaching Hospital to welcome Christmas baby and praise he grows in the fear of God. Ogedi Nyekwere reports.
Celebrating babies born on Christmas Day is a veritable way of sharing love as demonstrated by Jesus Christ. Hence, the wife of the Rivers State Governor, Justice Suzette Wike, accompanied by wives of top government functionaries, were at the State University Teaching Hospital to welcome the Christmas baby. The Christmas baby, baby Amadi Uchenna, who was delivered at 10 minutes past 8 local time, weighed 4 kg at birth. The governor's wife appreciated God for safe delivery of the child and prayed for him.
I pray that
God's grace will remain with you, and His love will not cease from you. The lights that God has put in this child will never extinguish, and because of him, the family will be favored.
Justice Wike also advised parents to always take care of their children and raise them in the fear of God.
We should raise our children to walk with God, and of course, when we do that, we set values, and they have principles in life that they will not depart from.
We are privileged to have a Christmas baby, Amadi Uchenna, who came forth by 8:10 a.m.
Gifts were presented to the Christmas baby, other women and children at the maternity ward. In Port Harcourt, Ogedi Nyekwe, NTA News.
Christmas is celebrated in different spheres to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ to mankind. The Nigerian Army 13th Brigade took the celebration away from the barracks to the less privileged as part of its corporate social responsibility. Achibombasi reports that the Commander 13th Brigade, Brigadier General Thomas Olaloye, led the team in Calabar.
These children are some least privileged members of an orphanage, hoping that Christmas will be a memorable one. Their hopes are alive as the 13th Brigade visit, motivated by the need to reach out this Yuletide, has put smiles on their faces.
We felt the only way we can do this is to provide our support.
The Christmas visit turned even more emotional when 96-year-old proprietor of the home, known as Faith and Hope Foster Home, Evangelist Blessing Hope, offered a blessing.
What you have brought to us today is amazing. In fact, we don't deserve this honor. So I think we have to hand over this honor to God.
Overwhelmed with joy, the children reciprocated the kind gesture this way.
Merry Christmas to you, one and all.
We have been lacking a lot of things in this house, so for them to bring all these items makes us really, really happy.
The time this van was driving, the children was like, wow, look at this kind of thing they brought for us.
The event, as demonstrated by these officers and men of 13th Brigade, may be another call for reflection this season. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
Commuters in Port Harcourt have commended the federal government for putting measures in place to ensure availability of premium motor spirit, popularly called fuel, during the festive period. Ijoma Ugweke visited some petrol stations to a certain level of compliance.
The festive period is synonymous with high volume of vehicular movement. Until recently, long queues at filling stations, sale by hawkers and panic buying of petroleum products were commonplace. The story is different this year. At some fuel stations visited in Port Harcourt, most marketers were dispensing fuel at normal rates.
There is fuel. I just bought some now, and it's still a normal price. There is no hike in the price.
There's no fuel scarcity. You can see me and my family, there is full of joy in our face.
We're still selling it normal. Some 145, some 142.
To ensure strict compliance, the federal government put in place a surveillance team to curb sharp practices by marketers during this period.
As I speak with you, even the volume I have now in Port Harcourt alone can sustain us for 2 months. So government has put all that in place. On our own as regulators, what we are doing is, like I mentioned to you, we've even increased the surveillance team.
Residents and motorists who expressed surprise at the situation appreciated government for tightening loopholes that create scarcity. In Port Harcourt, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
That's it from Port Harcourt Network Center. Nationwide continues after the break.
My name is Yemi Adetunji, the COO downstream of NNPC. Ever since the closure of the borders, we have seen a marked reduction, about 10%, in terms of the evacuation of what you call loadouts of PMS, which equates to about 6 million liters per day, essentially because of the border closure because of certain aspects we've also done as NNPC, working with our sister organizations, sister agencies, Nigerian Customs, DPR, Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, and other agencies, and also what we call Operation White, which is an intervention we have put in place to trace and track every molecule of petroleum products as they arrive in country through the vessels, as they move through the depots, and as they are evacuated with trucks out of the depots.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity.
Particularly the advertising industry, friends, family members, and professional associates in celebrating foremost advertising practitioner and chairman of Trocare Holdings, Biodun Shobanjo, on his 75th birthday. The president congratulates the marketing communications consultant for years of lofty achievements following his investment in an integral part of the economy that has created jobs, equipped many with skills for startups, and attracted the global spotlight. President Buhari felicitates with Shobanjo, whose wealth of experience and knowledge he believes will continue to inspire entrepreneurship in more people, and praised that the Almighty God grants the advertising expert longer life, good health, and more wisdom to keep investing in the country and her citizens. In other news, the military seems to be the most beneficiary of the Presidential Order 5, aimed at promoting indigenous technologies and local content. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa highlights some of the milestones so far recorded in this regard.
Globally, militaries are partly rated based on their ability to develop or acquire their needed hardwares to prosecute operations. In view of the nation's emerging security challenge, capital-intensive nature of these arsenals, and in line with federal government's local content policy, the Nigerian Army commenced massive research and development of needed hard and softwares to cut down capital flight. This locally produced mine-resistant ambush-protected MRAP vehicle, nicknamed Eziogu, is a product of collaboration between Defense Industry Corporation (DICON) and the Nigerian Army.
Presidential directive was to involve a professional, well-respected, highly motivated, and people-centric Nigerian Army that will have the requisite capability and capacity to respond adequately in a timely manner to solve the myriad of contemporary and future security threats.
With customized reinforced suspension system, off-road capacity suitable for the northeast difficult terrain, the combat vehicle is produced from a high-grade ballistic material.
The Eziogu MRAP is so cheap, equivalent of about 10 imported ones, and is very effective.
Not only creating employment for the people, because I understand it's 100% locally manufactured. So that gives jobs to our youths, engineers, and the like.
What necessitated Eziogu brand is the consummation of coerced intention to provide troops with protection against small arms and to also protect them against improvised explosive device, which is a potent threat to the army or troops in the counter-insurgency, counter-terrorism operation in the northeast.
While in the engineering depot Kaduna, I was opportune to meet an ongoing upgrade of a locally fabricated helicopter by the depot.
So this helicopter was in Mogonu, but we have upgraded by improving on the capacity of the engine, and we have also been able to now purchase the swash plate, part of the pitch link, and the rotor, which we are now trying to install on the helicopter so as to further continue with our research and development of the helicopter.
These developments are fast-tracking ongoing internal security operations and the nation's military-industrial complex. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Thanks, Ismail. What an innovation there. Let's look at empowerment now. More internally displaced persons of Bakassi origin in Cross River State have been empowered with skills aimed at improving their livelihood and making them self-reliant. The skills acquisition program put together by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons also equipped beneficiaries with starter packs on soap making. Let's hear from Erika.
The empowerment program came with a lot of hope and succor for the returnees in Akwa Ikoreyoidem and that of Ikorefiu Mubuton. The package, which coincides with the Yellow Tide, would not only boost their income, but will also ameliorate their sufferings.
We so much appreciate National Commission for Refugees and Migrants.
This training has helped us a lot because we will be able to use our hands to produce things.
Government still need to help us so that we may climb a good ladder.
We can carry out a series of trainings for them to ensure that they have a means of livelihood.
Some of the items presented to the returnees include measurement scales, soap mixer, safety kits, chemicals, as well as 7,600 kVA generators. In Calabar, Erika Ivy, NTA News.
An expose on the artist Joseph Igbinovia Alufa, who produced a replica of the Queen Idia Max used as the emblem for the Festival of Arts and Culture, Festac 77, has been documented. The expose, titled Festac 77, unmasking the unsung hero Joseph Igbinovia Alufa, was launched courtesy of the National Gallery of Arts. Yvier will tell us more.
42 years after, Joseph Alufa Igbinovia is still going on with his passion, sculpting. His love for the job got him a national honor, member of the Order of the Niger MON during the military regime of Olusegun Obasanjo. His replica of Queen Idia mask, used as an emblem during the festival, got him that honor. Since then, there is little or no story told of this hero who answered the patriotic call of the nation at the nick of time. Today, the National Gallery of Arts has recognized the man who they say deserves to be celebrated.
Nobody has heard about him in the art scene. He has not been documented. And the National Gallery of Art felt it is proper to document this type of man. So when I heard about him, I entered field. And the result is what you are seeing here. Series of research work.
The Minister of Information and Culture represented the Esoban of Benin Kingdom, who drew the gallery's attention to Alufa's story, and others are still singing songs of praise to the brain behind Festac 77 emblem.
I salute Joseph Alufa Igbinovia for rising up to the occasion when the country needed him.
If not because of the National Gallery of Art, somebody like Joseph now would have just been forgotten.
The state government is therefore most grateful to the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, to the National Gallery of Art, for remembering Joseph Igbinovia Alufa and documenting him for posterity.
I think if the federal government is to honor their pledge and pay their debt to Alufa, this ceremony of today will be one of the most assured ways of getting to that place.
Joseph Alufa.
Alongside the unveiling of the book Festac 77, unmasking the unsung hero Joseph Alufa Igbinovia, was an exhibition of his works over the years, works unknown until this moment. Here comes the man of the moment, Joseph Alufa Igbinovia, excited about the honor from the National Gallery of Art, but still wants government to be good on the promise made 42 years ago.
My house is uncompleted. Look, help me beg the nation, may they pay my money, may they rescue me from poverty.
The arts exhibition of Alufa's works is still open to the public till the 17th of December at Protea Hotels, Benin. In Benin, Yvier Oyahire, NTA News.
Talking sports. On Sports Update, we begin our review of Nigeria sports in 2019.